There is, he's saying calcium is there, phosphate is there, potassium is there, sulfur, sodium, magnesium, all these chemicals are there. So if we go to purchase them, how much will it cost us? This much quantity. I hope my question is clear, and I hope some of you might come up with okay, less than 5,000. Good one, 10,000 maybe. Okay. Any more guesses? You will be shocked when you will see the actual cost which the doctor will reveal. But before that, I just want to know where our costing lies. Okay, Avik has brought it miserably down to 100. So you are near the answer now, Avik. 2000 is saying my okay. Let's see what doctor says. He says that all these things, of course, he was saying in dollars. We converted it into rupees. So it comes around 110 rupees. Total worth of the chemicals which are found in a human body is 110 rupees. So now, just before few moments ago, we were saying that human lives are much more valuable than crores of rupees. We are ready to lose 500 or 1000 crore rupees of jet plane, but we are eager to save one life. But we are seeing that cost of this human body, one human body is like 110 rupees. कुछ भी नहीं है यार, मतलब 100 रुपए क्या है? No one cares for it. So question is why there is so much partiality? Why these 100 rupees of human body is much more valuable than that thousands of crores of rupees? Why we so much focus on saving a life when it comes to life and death situation? Why don't we go for saving the resources? Because there is some difference, and today we'll be talking about that what is the difference, what makes us so special, which is not present in the in those costly cars or jet planes. Because suppose if I comes to your house, आपकी मम्मी, suppose I knocks on your door, and your mother comes out and I says, uh, hi, I am this so and so, and I have come here to purchase your son. And for example, I have come here to pay you rupees 110, and I will be purchasing your son. He may be like Abhik or Akash or Abhishek, anyone. So what your mother's response will be? Will she be happy? Oh, today I have found the real worth of my son. Please give me the money and take my son. Mother is going to say like this. Or she will go inside, she'll bring a broom to beat me up. That you, from where you have come? That gets lost from here. Because we know that this is not what our actual worth is. We are much more than this mere 110 rupees. So this is what we want to understand, that what are we and what makes us so special. So recently there was a famous actress who lost her body. I most of you might be knowing her name. Let me show you. You know who is she? I hope you know the name. I need not tell. She's the famous Sri Devi. So when she was like alive and healthy and in her youthful days, she's like very beautiful. Bollywood queen she was. So while living, this was the extent of her beauty. But after she leaves her body, this is the case. Now, if we are simply a bundle of chemicals, if I am worth rupees 110 only, if this is what my body is, this is what I am, only these chemicals, then why before few moments she was so lively, she was talking, she was dancing, she was laughing, and immediately after death, there are no feelings, no movement, nothing, nothing at all. All the beauty and glitter which was there, it's all gone. She's now just pale-faced body. So what gave these eyes the blink, which the chamak, which was previously present in the body and now it is not there? What is the difference? This difference is actually constitutes the inquiry for which we should all be asking questions for. कि भाई ऐसा कैसे हुआ? How this difference came? And most of the Indians we know, but still we ignore it. So today we'll be doing a small exercise, but for that I need your cameras switched on, because otherwise we won't be able to perform this activity. So if you are ready, you can switch on your cameras and then we'll begin with this small act. It will take few minutes, few seconds, I should say. So those who want to, not those who want to, I request everyone to please switch on their cameras so that we can just perform this small demonstration and we'll be later reflecting on it, that what does it mean. I'm not seeing anyone's face. It looks like you all are scared or may not be in a presentable position. Agar if someone is sitting in banyan, you can simply put on your tee. We don't care whether you are in a gamcha or tolia, because we are not, we are able to see what's there down. But on the top, you can put your something, whatever is there, and switch on your cameras. Otherwise, we won't be able to begin with this activity of ours. भाई लोग सुन पा रहे हो तो? तन्मय, मयूक, रनित, आकाश, अभिषेक, सौम्यदीप, अभीक, सप्तर्षि, उत्कर्ष, सूरज. I'm not seeing anyone. Looks like you are not interested for this. Okay, one face. Abhik, I'm able to see. Hi, Abhik. Anyone else who would like to join us, or we both will be alone? Okay, what can I do? So, okay, thank you, Utkarsh, for joining us. So, simple thing which we'll be performing. What you have to do, you simply have to follow what I'm saying. Okay, you have to follow the command. So, if I say, thank you, Suraj, for coming in. So, if we'll start like this. Okay, point towards your eyes. Where are your eyes? Just you have to point towards your eyes. Point your eyes. Where are the eyes? So you just do like this. Okay. Now you have to point towards your hairs. Okay, very good. Going good. Now you have to point towards your chest. Where is your chest? Okay. Now you have to point towards your ear. Very good. Now you have to point towards your legs. So of course you will be pointing. I cannot see. And like this, we may go on pointing towards our different body parts. And now I am asking you, point at yourself. Where you will point? Okay, one is pointing here, but this is your forehead. Abhik, where you are pointing? I'm unable to see. Oh, you are saying like this, but this is just your chest area. I am saying point towards yourself. Akash, where are you? Point towards yourself. No, this is your chest or this is your neck. Where are you? This is your nose, forehead area. Suraj. So this is a logical thing. In India, we all
Your
know
voice is
that
breaking.
there is something other than nose. Still, no one cares. Today, yeah, my connection in between it's unstable. Let me.
You are on mute, sir.
Yeah, just coming in. How is voice now? Voice is clear.
Yeah, voice is clear, sir. Yeah.
Okay, just coming in a moment. Okay, so there is of course some difference between us and this body, this covering which we are having. But what is this difference? कोई बताता ही नहीं है. And why we are discussing about this difference? There is one very big reason. Because when we want to do something good in our life, something better, कुछ ऐसा करना चाहते हैं जो कभी किसी ने नहीं किया हो, for that first of all we should know what I am, what constitutes me. Because if whole life I misidentify myself with something else, I'm not going to get where I want to be. I'm not going to achieve the things for which I initially started. So definition, जो platform है, foundation है, it has to be very much clear. So for this, we look upon one more fact. When someone dies, like it's a usual phenomena, it happens everywhere, just everywhere, in every family, every locality. So people say that, oh alas, he has passed away, he has passed away. But question is, who has passed away? अगर मैं शरीर हूँ, if I'm this body, I'm simply lying there, no? Just wake me up. What's the big deal? Why so much हल्ला गुल्ला? Why so much crying? अरे चले गए, हाय हाय कितने अच्छे थे. अरे कौन चला गया? Who has left? And where he left? That means we never saw the person who was residing in that body. And simply we are going on that, okay, he's my friend, he's my this, he's my relative. And when he dies, we are crying he has left. But the person with whom we were interacting, the body is lying there. That means हमने कभी उस आदमी को देखा ही नहीं. जिस व्यक्ति को, the person whom I thought that he's my buddy or this that whoever he may be, I actually never saw him. I only saw the outer covering. The real person was always far from my sight. So now this is one very nice example of Pam Reynolds. She's a American singer and songwriter, and I'll be sharing her case with you all. Acha, you have heard about NDE or OBE? Anyone here who knows the meaning of OBE? It's a medical term, quite famous in scientific communities. OBE. किसी को आइडिया क्या भाई लोग? Looks like I have to tell. OBE means out of body experience. There are quite a few number of people around the world who have this experience that they came out of their body and then they were seeing himself. Strange things were happening with them. So this Pam Reynolds, what is her story? Once she was uh, with her husband, they were out doing shopping, and suddenly there was some headache sort of thing, and she was about to faint. Then they went for a checkup and they found out there is a tumor. So the doctor said that you have to go to this city, and then there you have to see the neurosurgeon. It's a very big tumor, needs a heavy operation. So immediately get yourself in the hospital and get yourself treated. Get this tumor out. It's life threatening. So the operation was quite risky. The neurosurgeon who was undertaking her case, he told, "कि देखो भाई 50 percentage is there. You may survive, you may not. We are going to try our best." So intense operation as it was, वो क्या करे? They taped her eyes because they are going to open this part of the head. They taped the eyes, or the procedure was they need to empty this full area, whatever blood is there वो पूरा निकाल लेना था. They need to drain out all the blood, and then they will be operating on the tumor, and again they will do the things normal. So very complex. And they put earphones in the eardrums, so that they were sending waves to check कि उससे मालूम पड़ जाता that this area is vacant or not. So just to check that, they put earphones and they were playing sound so much intense that it will resemble what a jet plane take off will sound like. जितना शोर एक एक एरोप्लेन के उड़ान भरने में होता है, that much sound they were feeding in to just check with the resonance in the eardrums. Okay, operation proceeded. They did like this. Everything well went, and then later things were restored. She survived, but now she told something to the doctor, which was shocking. जिसको सुन के डॉक्टर को लगा पूरे 440 का झटका. And she said, "Doctor, I was seeing myself from the roof, and I was seeing you all operating on me. And there were about 20 people," she told. And doctor was kind of shocked, like, is this real or fake or what? Because there were actually 20 people. And ये तो मतलब, mind you that she was in almost comatose situation. Her body temperature was around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. They reduced the body temperature to perform the operation. So she was in a coma-like state. होश था ही नहीं. And still she is saying that she saw 20 people. Then she saw from the roof, from the height of the roof, they brought some machine like toothbrush. And then there were sounds of drilling. They were drilling through the head. So she was telling, you did like this. And then the nurse commented that, oh, her arteries, uski nasein to bahut, they are too small. The doctor said, no, no, you go on that side. She's describing all this, and doctor is shocked कि भैया इसके कान में तो मैंने जेट प्लेन की आवाज लगा रखी है. How she is able to hear what we are talking? And most interestingly, she was saying that in Operation Theater, this California song was going on. And doctor तो बस उसका तो होश उड़े हुए थे. बोले, because if your ears are having this high sound, still you are able to hear what is going on in the operation theater. So he could not figure it out, and then this came in the headlines. You can even search it out on internet. And then there was another doctor who was collecting cases like this. So he also checked this case just to confirm that it's not fake. And he said, his name is I'll show you in a moment what they both were saying, neurosurgeon and this Dr. Sebum. They both said that whatever details he has given exactly matches with what was happening in the scene. Now, if I am this body, अगर मैं शरीर हूँ, the body is lying there on the bed. How is it possible that I am seeing myself operated from a distance and I am able to say the things which is happening with me? इसका मतलब something is there in me which is different from the body. Or should I say, I am something different from this body. What is that? How to know about that? This is like a common data that many people throughout the globe, they are having this NDE and OB, near death experience and out of body experience. No dearth of it. So if I can understand what I am, then I can plan my future accordingly. That if I'm this, I should be doing like this. Otherwise, our full platform will be like tottering. So now I'll be sharing with you few more cases which will hint something unexplainable by science. Because हम लोग तो वही मानते हैं ना जो which is scientific, fully provable. But there are many cases where science fails to explain the phenomena. There's a famous doctor actually, Dr. Ian Stevenson, and he's from. Let me show you his face so that you can be assured that what we are talking about. He's been researching for more than 30 years, and he's a Christian, by the way. He doesn't believe in any sort of reincarnation. ठीक है, ये लोग आत्मा पे भरोसा नहीं करते. But he took on this subject of reincarnation, and he studied it. He is having more than 3,000 cases, and surprisingly enough, more than half of the cases are solved with this spontaneous reincarnation memories. He's a Christian, he doesn't believe, but when he's verifying the cases, he's seeing that अरे इस बंदे को तो इसका पिछला जीवन याद है. So if I am only this body, if I am living only for the first time, this is my only life, how come cases like these have been possible? Science doesn't know the answer. But his research, and likewise there are many other researches, they hint towards something which has stood unexplainable throughout the scientific history. तो ऐसा ही एक केस मैं आपके साथ शेयर करता हूँ. There is a small video. This was on TV, and this is not from India. It's from outside. And then I'll be sharing one Indian case as well. So let's see what this special clip wants us to tell. Please tell me if you are unable to hear it, because I have shared the sound, but still I want to check if you are able to hear. Okay, this is. Okay, here it is. He's a young boy, and he used to say that I remember my past life. So let's see. This is a book actually. There was a on a BBC. They brought out this small clip also. Then it came on Fox News also. So let's see what is that. Starting. Let's begin.
They have the same name and boyish good looks. James
Are
M.
you able
Houston,
to hear the
raised
voice?
in the
Is the
Midwest.
audio clear?
James M.
Please
Leininger,
type it out in the chat box.
There's something in the eyes. It's undeniable.
That's not all.
Okay, you heard it, huh? Indranil, please help me out. Did you hear anything? Okay, it was a yes. Okay, let me start again.
James Houston's spirit has affected my son, either through reincarnation. I don't know how it happened.
I can read the Japanese. Is pie.
Initially,
There is the issue. Just a minute. Please give me a few seconds and I'll figure it out.
what caught my attention was James's extreme fascination with airplanes.
Okay, let's start again.
They have the same name and boyish good
Hope
looks.
it's clear now.
James M. Houston, raised in the Midwest. James M. Leininger, a young boy from the Bayou.
There's something in the eyes. It's undeniable.
That's not all they share.
Somehow James Houston's spirit has affected my son, either through reincarnation. I don't know how it happened.
I can read the Japanese easy as pie.
Initially, what caught my attention was James's extreme fascination with airplanes.
And every night he slept with his G.I. Joe action figures, which he named.
I took him to the Kavanaugh Flight Museum.
Here's home video. While the other kids casually look at the plane, 2-year-old James seems to inspect it. Watch as he checks the underbelly, then climbs inside, donning the headset.
And I said, "Oh, look, there's a bomb on the bottom." He said, "That's not a bomb, that's a drop tank."
Bouncing about in the cockpit, James was flying high. That night, their world would change forever.
He started having the nightmares, and that was my first indication that there was something wrong. It was a panic-stricken, terrorized screaming.
Over and over again, James had the same terrible nightmare, 4 to 5 times a week. He was too young to explain the dream, but he could draw.
Bombing ships, you see men parachuting. Here's another one where planes are dropping bombs.
Help me.
He would just be crying. It's the airplane crash on fire. Little man can't get out. He laid on his back and kicked up at the ceiling, and he goes, "Mama, the little man's going like this." And he laid on his back and kicked his feet up. The little man's going, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh," can't get out. And I said, "Well, who's the little man, baby?" And he goes, "Me." I thought Bruce and I were just going to faint.
They questioned, what kind of plane?
Corsair.
Why did your airplane crash?
My plane was shot down.
Who shot your plane?
He looked at me like I was a village idiot. He said,
The Japanese. I kept thinking, where is he getting this? I was a stay-at-home mom, so I know that there wasn't anything that he was being exposed to.
Not exposed to in this life, but perhaps, just maybe, somebody else was. Decades earlier, James Houston grew up with the same insatiable fascination with airplanes. He became a naval fighter pilot and fought in World War II. March 3rd, 1945, during a mission near Iwo Jima, he took a direct at age 21, was declared missing and presumed dead.
"Where did he take off from a boat?"
Do you remember the name of the boat? He said Natoma.
Hit home.
The USS Natoma Bay launched into battle, headed for Iwo Jima in Fight City Gulf.
Biggest naval battle in the history of the world.
High search, that's how Bruce found him.
I wanted to disprove it.
He asked a few questions about people, and so he got very quiet.
It was all real. The people and places James described actually existed. And remember those G.I. Joe dolls that James named? Turns out, 3 men with the same names, first and last, served on the Natoma and were killed in action. James said they greeted him in heaven after his crash.
I always asked him, "Do you remember what your name was?" And he always said James. But his name is James.
Yes, there was Jim Houston, or just hit him in the engine and burst into flames and went down.
Showed Lee drawing.
It's not sure I'm on the here.
Leo and recognized several pilots, even called him by name.
"You're Bob Greenwald." I'm serious.
He never met Bob Houston's sister, Anne.
And he goes, "It's not Anne, it's Annie. She wasn't my oldest sister. I had an older sister than that." And I said, "You did? Who was that?" And he goes, "Ruth. I mean Ruth."
Annie is what they called me when I was little. Knowing my name and my sister's name, things that my brother did when he was a kid, it's too amazing to describe how he would feel that way, but he does. He considers me his sister.
But does she consider James her brother?
I think it's probably a reincarnation of my brother.
So when I heard this, when I saw this for the first time, I was like shocked. I heard my mother describing my uncle's same sort of story, that he used to have past life memories, but it was like, क्या बोलते हैं, कहानी, हाँ, परी कथा, okay, some fascinating tales. But I never thought it could be so scientific and it could be so real as it is nowadays. So this was just a small case. एक छोटा बच्चा, and he is telling everything which happened with the former pilot, which he claims he was. He knew everything about the airplanes. He was recognizing his past life sisters and whatnot. So there are many such cases on internet. I thought of sharing one more, but looks like time is running out. So we'll see it in some other point. But this one was from the magazine of scientific exploration, and there was a paper. One lady research scientist was there, and she was doing her researches in uh, Hindu to Muslims and Muslim to Hindu cases, like a Hindu boy who is remembering his past Muslim life. So this was a similar case in that everything was later verified. Like in this case, his father, the boy's father, he was totally against it. He wanted to disprove it. But he interviewed and he actually find out that there was a ship called Natoma, as a jahaj uda, and then the pilot James was hit. He crashed like this, fighting the Japanese, and all those places, everything existed. So it's like quite shocking, quite shaking us to the core that I think we think we are missing something. So we should all be knowing this thing, which is that I am not this body. There is something else here, which is different from this combination of blood, muscles, and bones. And what is that? Our in Bhagavad Gita there is a verse where Krishna is saying to Arjun something about our real identity, and the verse goes like, "Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मोह्यति." So he's saying that the body goes from youth to adult, from boyhood to youth to old age. But the dehin asmin dehe, in this body, there is someone who is like riding the machine. Like there is a car or there is a machine, and there is a person who is driving that machine. No machine in this world ever acts on its own. आपको ऐसी कोई मशीन पता है क्या जो fully automatic हो? Fully मतलब it doesn't need any external from a living person. Can anyone say if they know any such machine? ऐसी कोई machine exist करती है क्या?
Sir, I think we're
Yeah,
mute.
just
Yeah. Okay.
So there is no such machine. Similarly, this full arrangement of human body, that's also one more in verse it's described as yantra rudani maya. It's compared to yantra, a machine, and that's what it is actually. Doctors, we traditionally हम लोग differentiate करते हैं. बेटा क्या होगा, बड़ा होकर क्या बनेगा बेटा? Someone says engineer, someone says doctors. यही इन दोनों में competition चलता है. Actually, doctors are nothing more but engineers only. Like if someone is a neurosurgeon, he is taking care of this part, maintenance of this part. They are like maintenance engineers. They are not design engineers. They don't design the body parts, but they look after it and they see towards the operation and maintenance, just like any other mechanical or maintenance engineer will do in industry. So this is a very complex machine. You meet any doctor और उससे आप बात करो, and he'll come to this same conclusion only, that human body is a complex machine, but no machine moves on its own. There is always a person who gives the command. Like I was seeing one video, BMW launched a car named Xena, and the feature of this car is it will be voice operated. You tell the car, Xena, open up your eyes, so the headlamps of the car will open like this. So it's like nowadays it's very common. You move, there are sensors. You move in the bathrooms and the lights will go on. You move near the door and the door will open. So sensors are there, but they are sensing a living body, a person who is living. He is giving the commands. Nothing works without the command of a living person. Similarly, this body is already dead, but it is the existence of this soul which makes it work. लेकिन problem क्या है? We neglect the most important element of this body, this soul. And scriptures give us some more hints that how this body and soul, what is the relation between them. Because now you may be saying that if I am soul, if I am Atma, then why I'm not able to see it? What's the relation? So this is like from one of the Upanishads, and let's see what it says. There are actually coverings on us. ये जो शरीर हम देख रहे हैं, it's our gross body. It's not me, as we thought when I asked you point towards yourself, and you were pointing like this, but we were all pointing at the body. We actually don't know where we are in this body. So our scriptures inform us that there is a gross body which we all can see, and then there is a subtle body made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. मन बुद्धि अहंकार बोलते हैं ना, अरे आज मन खराब है. What is this मन? What is this mind? बोलते अरे my mind is uncontrolled, पढ़ने का मन ही नहीं कर रहा यार. What is this mind? It's not brain. ब्रेन में केमिकल लोचा होता है, बट इन माइंड इट्स बियॉन्ड ब्रेन. It's even more subtle in nature, and scriptures inform us that it is one of the thing in the subtle body, sukshma sharir. And then there is we, soul. So first thing which I have to understand is I am different from this gross body, and I am different from the mind. I am not this body, I am not this mind. Now science is having very limited understanding of these two. रिसर्चर तो अभी भी लड़ ही रहे हैं इस बात पे, that who we are, what is death, where from soul came, where it goes after that death. It's all like a mystery to them. बहुत गूढ़ रहस्य है जिसको समझ पाना बहुत मुश्किल है. But it is very easily explained in some of our Vedic scriptures. And what are the practical benefits if I know all these things? Why we are so much after this identity thing? Why I want to know who am I? Because then accordingly I'll be able to take actions. My actions are always based on these principles that I am this, I am that. So if I think only in terms of body, there are many disadvantages. So let me share a few of them. What are the benefits and what are the so-called disadvantages if I don't know about this body and soul concept? The very first thing, when I identify myself with the body, अब दिक्कत क्या है, शरीर तो it none of us are exactly same, even they appear same, but their feelings, their likings, their taste entirely different. I even know some of twin brothers who look exactly same, few things matches, some physical appearances and all, but एक को मीठा पसंद है तो एक को मीठा बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. Like their likings are the like 180 degree. If I analyze physically, they both came from the same chemical constituent, from same mother, from the same womb. The chemicals secretions were all the same, but habits are so different. Their likings are so different. Chemicals are the same, source is same. How they are different? It indicates the person who is having this machine is different in nature. So every soul is having his own distinct features. Now this bodily concept divides us. I may be belonging to this family or that family, और आपस में बनता नहीं है दोनों families का, दो religion का. And then there is a problem of racism going on. It's like a global issue. It's based on this body. Then someone may be very rich externally, someone may be very poor, again based on body. And education, again based on body. So when I simply think in terms of body, we become divided. And our focus is, नहीं, there should be brotherhood, भाईचारा होना चाहिए, प्रेम होना चाहिए. From where it will come? if platform is such a tottering one. Physical beauty is like that only. It's just this. In English, there is a proverb. It says, "Beauty is skin deep." बस ये चमड़ी की लेयर उतारनी है, and then we'll be able to see the real face. Like you can see, there are many cases. For some person is there, and then due to some accident or some mishap, his face is bit distorted. He doesn't look very well. People start making distance from him. So it's just the glamour and glitter of this portion. थोड़ा सा कट भी लग जाता है ना, it becomes ugly. Just now we saw in the case of Shri Devi, before and after, how it is. So this bodily concept, it always divides us. But spiritual platform, it unites us. We may be different externally, but if I can understand that no, the actual thing is the soul, then there is university. Sorry, what I'm saying, I'm sorry for that. There is unity in diversity. It became university. So this is what it should be taught in universities, but we are missing it. We are simply engrossed in this bodily concept of life. बस थ्योरी चल रहा है, यूनिटी के नाम पर कुछ तो भी बस पढ़ा दे रहा है. So actual thing, no one knows and no one shares, but we want to search out for ourselves. Second thing, those who are suffering from inferiority complex. अरे यार मैं तो दिमाग मेरे में कम है, पढ़ने में भी अच्छा नहीं हूँ, स्टेज फियर है, बोल नहीं सकता लोगों के सामने. This is all signs of bodily concept. If someone is too much engrossed in his body only, he'll be difficult thoughts, his moral will be down, he will be suffering from inferiority complex. But if someone knows, "Arey bhai, I'm something else, I'm not this body." Also, body might not be that beautiful externally. Doesn't matter. What matter is what qualities I have. The soul is always beautiful, and because of that, the body becomes beautiful. So our definition of things will change drastically. Whatever bad elements we are seeing in society, either on a personal level, on a social level, on a national or international level, it's only because I'm thinking in terms of bodily concept. Like corruption, simple thing. आप लोग youth हैं, so you might be joining big industries, and some of you might be joining government services as well. And as soon as the term government comes, corruption तो आ ही जाता है. So can anyone say why this problem of corruption is there? Why people always want to acquire more and more? Oh, sorry, I should not say acquire. Why they want to loot all the money with themselves? Can anyone guess or say what you feel that why this corruption is there? What could be the reason? Why as soon as I enter the system, I want that all the money should come to me? Okay, so Tanmay saying greed. Very good. Anyone else would like to add? Why I want to do things which I should not be doing? I know they are wrong, still I want to do. I want to usurp someone's money, or I want to cheat on someone. I want to do things which may be harmful to others only because of this bodily concept. The person who is doing a wrong thing, his idea is, I'm this body, so let me have this all the facilities of life made available for this body. So he wants to dress very nicely, he wants to eat very nicely, he wants to sleep very nicely, he wants to have all the so-called sense gratification available in the world for him. It's good, okay, you have all them, but at the cost of harming others. But if my view is so mechanistic and materialistic, if I only think in terms of this body, I cannot grow into a good human being. Forget about achieving things which are beyond this superhuman platform. So हम इंसान भी नहीं बन सकते हैं without this knowledge. We are worse than animals, not even two-legged animals. So this knowledge of soul, it actually gives us the angle, gives us the vision to think higher. Saying goes that plain living, high thinking. But how many of us are able to think high? each one of us is simply engrossed in this bodily concept. कैसे अच्छे से खाना है, कैसे अच्छे से जॉब लगाना है, then there will be money and I'll be spending the money. All plans are there. No one is thinking about, okay, after death where I'll be going, before death where I was. Like छोटा सा केस लेते हैं, एक ट्रेन में आप जा रहे हैं एंड यू मीट अ पर्सन, ठीक है, आपने उससे पूछा भाई साहब ये बताओ, मतलब दोस्ती हो गई ना, ट्रेन में तो दोस्ती हो ही जाती है, वेरी वेरी फ्रिक्वेंटली यू बिकम फ्रेंड, थोड़ा आदान प्रदान हुआ, एक्सचेंज हुआ, सो सर कैन आई नो फ्रॉम वेयर यू बोर्डेड द ट्रेन, और बोलेगा नहीं पता, एंड यू से अरे व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ पर्सन यू आर, कहाँ से चढ़े मालूम नहीं, कहाँ से, आई डोंट नो, आई डोंट नो, बोले ओके वेयर यू आर गोइंग, बोले ओ दैट आल्सो आई डोंट नो, then you will say अरे यार ये तो पागल है लग रहा है कोई, and on top of it, after saying this to you, he doesn't know from where he came, he doesn't know where he's going, and now you are seeing he is sitting on the berth. अब वो क्या करता है, he starts decorating the inner quarters of the train, स्लीपर बुक वो जो बेड लटक रहा है, he is decorating it, झालर लगा रहा है वहां पर, और झाड़ू मार रहा है, अच्छे से पोछा मार रहा है, he is mopping the place, he is putting on deo, and then we'll be amazed even more, that looks like a crazy person, very busy doing things, but he doesn't know where from he came, where he's going. ऐसे बंदे को हम पागल बोलते हैं. But is this not the case with us? Someone asked us, चलो मैं ही आप लोग से पूछ लेता हूँ, that from where you all came in this world, what will be your response? I'm asking this question to all the 15 participants with us at present, starting from Tanmay, Abhik, Suraj, Akash, Ranit, and ending up to as much as I could see. I'm unable to see all of you at present. Prolay is there, Vishal. What will be your response if I ask you from where you came? कोई कुछ बोल पाएंगे? Or you don't have any idea? When I was asked this question, I was like, I really need to check on this. Okay, mother's womb, but in mother's womb from where we came? We were put into mother's womb. In Hindi there is a kahavat, there is a saying, आसमान से गिरा और खजूर में अटका. So are we like that? Very good. Body came from mother's womb. That's nice. But from where we came? And then there is doubts. So to clear these doubts, we'll be looking in our next session about some sure short things. कि भाई मालूम कैसे करें? कोई बोलता है from here we came, कोई बोलता है from there we came. But is there any foolproof way? Can science tell me all these answers? Who am I? The very basic question. From where I came and where I'll be going after death. क्योंकि अभी तो हमको नहीं पता from where we came. There are so many ifs and buts, so many doubts, so many confusions. तो कोई है क्या भैया जो मेरी मदद कर सकता है in knowing these things? We'll be seeing on this topic in our next session. So it's almost 7. We would like to wrap our session, today's session here only. If you have some comments, you need some clarifications or have some questions, you are free to ask them. Either you can unmute yourself or you can put it in chat box. Abhik will look into your response in our next session. Thank you for answering. So at this moment, the stage is all yours. Go ahead. Indranil, if you want to make some announcement, please.
Yeah. So I want to have